Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, then hi, my name is Caitlin. Welcome. And today I have my update for my No Pan Left Behind Project Pan. If you do not know what this project is, basically I grab a palette. So one of the palettes that we were working on this month was the Colourpop Orange You Glad palette. And I use every single shade at least one time. I share with you all the beautiful looks that I do throughout the month, and yeah, I share my thoughts and then I roll in new palettes as ones roll out. So this is just a really nice way of getting use out of my whole eyeshadow palette collection. It makes sure that nothing gets neglected too much. It makes sure I'm rotating through without really big heavy usage goals or hit pan goals. So we've got a really amazing update today. I was actually really nervous that this update wasn't going to be very good. When I sat down and I started planning this video, I thought, you know what? We've done really well. But just before we do jump into the video, if you have not already, definitely like and subscribe because it would mean the world to me. I do so many project pans, shop my stashes, and get ready with me's with bright, fun, colourful makeup. Today is one of the looks that I did with my Orange You Glad palette, so not too bright and colourful, but we're still playing. Okay, so I'm gonna scooch over. That was really loud, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna scooch over and I'm going to show you the first look, and you guys are gonna be like screaming at me, celebrating. We have had the P. Louise Stack 'em Up palette in this project for a while, and we only had to use one shade. Even though I kept it in for so long, I just was procrastinating this shade, but I wish I didn't because the look I did was beautiful. So the shade I had to use was Payday, and this is the look that I ended up doing. It was a beautiful, like summery, like very fresh kind of look, definitely different for my vibe. I just put this shade Payday all over the lid, all in the crease, and I topped it off with Colourpop Ice Dream, which is like an iridescent blue to pink to purple sparkly shade. It was beautiful. Did I do a wing liner? No, I did not. I must have been too scared to do a wing liner that day. But I do really like this shade. I don't know why I was procrastinating it so much. So now all of this palette has been used at least one time and it can go back into my collection. I really love this palette. I'm really glad that it got rolled in. Yeah, I'm very, very happy. Okay, so next, let's talk about my single eyeshadows. So every month I make a little single shadow palette. I don't use my singles very often. I have to really get prompted to use my single shadows. So I decided to roll in just a little 6-pan palette to kind of rotate through my single shadows. So I'm going to start with these two shades. So the shade kind of that we've just spoken about, it's very, very similar to the P. Louise palette. This is the shade R42 from the Revolution Maxi Reloaded palette. And I'm also going to talk about the shade Caribbean, which is next to it from the Pastel Roses. We did this look using these two shades. So I started with my BeautyBay Book of Magic palette and I started doing a blue look, and then I remembered, let's blend it out with a periwinkle. I know you might not be able to see the periwinkle very much. It's not very pigmented. It just worked as a very nice kind of last transition blending out kind of shade. So yeah, I'm not too sure if you're going to be able to really see that shade. But we also put Caribbean on the lid. It was beautiful. I love this shade. You guys know I love my blue eyeshadow so much, so much. It's kind of ridiculous. But I absolutely adore these shades together. They work so well. This look was gorgeous. I love it. This is one of my like go-to kind of looks, a blue smoky eye. Love it. Absolutely love it. And yeah, we used these two shades for that. So I'm going to take those two shades out of this palette. So for the next look, I am going to talk about these two shades here. So these two shades, I actually can't find the picture on my phone, but if I find it, I will put it on screen now. These were used in like a very kind of grungy green kind of look. I use Colourpop Moonwalk, which is like a green to brown duochrome on the lid. You can see these have been used, so I'm not a liar because I don't think last month they were used at all. I started with the green in the crease and then I blended it out with the kind of murky, browny, greeny babysit colour. So the green is from the Revolution Maxi Reloaded palette. It's the shade R31, and the like murky green is from the Violet Voss Nicole Concealer palette. I didn't know if they were going to go well together because they are very similar depths, but they actually work really, really well, and I'm really happy that I got to play around with those. So I'm going to take these out, and that leaves these two that we have not used yet, so they are going to be staying in the project. And now let's talk about the Aha Honey palette. This is what it looks like. This was so neglected, bless it, this year. And I have used all but 2 shades of this, which I'm so happy about. It's finally been used, hallelujah. So the first look was this look that I'm going to put on screen now. It was a very like summer kind of bright, just a nice summer kind of look. Here we go. So I started with the shade You Peel Me. I blended that out with Mimosa Mammy. Then I blended that out with Sunkissed, and then I put Tangerine Dreams on the lid, and I did do a big wing liner with this look as well. Just a very, very basic look, kind of generic. For me, it's quite generic, but we managed to use 4 shades. And then today for this look, this is the final look. I also used You Peel Me in this look. I put a black Khol liner down first. Then I blended that out with You Peel Me. Then I used Rise and Grind, which is this mid-tone matte orange. And then I mixed Zested and Creamsicle together to go in like the last transition and just to really smoke everything out and blend everything out. So that means I only have Squeeze Me here and Clementine left to use from this palette. Clementine is obviously a pressed glitter, so I'm not too sure how that's gonna go, but hopefully it won't take too long to get those uses. I have recently finished Primavera in my Pan That palette, which means I am kind of lacking neutral shimmers, so hopefully it won't take too long to use those. But I'm so glad we managed to use this palette because this has been rolled into so many projects and just been neglected. So I'm glad we finally got to use it. Okay, so I'm going to run off camera. I'm going to refill the singles palette, and then I'm going to talk to you about the new palette that we are rolling in as well today. So we've got new singles and a new palette rolling in today. Very, very exciting. I did pick the palette from my recent video talking about palettes that I have not used at all this year, so I'm very excited to share that with you. But I'm going to stop rambling and I'm going to search my stash for some single eyeshadows. Okay, so I am back and I have my new palette and my new singles. So I'm going to talk you through my singles palette first. This is what the new singles palette looks like. Very different from what I usually go for, but I actually really love it. These 2 shades at the bottom are shades that we already were kind of working on. We have Smoothie Please from the Revolution LA Dreams palette and Amazonia from the Pastel Roses. So that's what those 2 are. So this gold at the top is Tiger's Eye from Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's just a really nice neutral gold shimmer. This shade is from the Pastel Roses. It was a free with purchase gift thing. It doesn't have a name on it, so I'm really not sure. Look, there's no little label on it, so I'm just gonna call this Unknown. So we got Unknown. It's like a really nice bronzy shimmer, so I'm excited to try that. I haven't even used this. And then the last one for the top row is Elf Berry Bad 3, and I thought this could go with my Modern Renaissance very well. I'm trying to use more of the red tones this month, so hopefully that'll go. And then I realized I didn't have any mattes, so I chose like a very bright acidy green matte, and this is the Revolution Maxi Reloaded shade 2. So these don't really go together. I'm hoping we get a good, like, fun variety of looks from this, hopefully. And yeah, we'll see what happens. And the palette that I'm rolling in today is my Frozen 2 Elsa palette. This is from Colourpop, and this is what it looks like. It's got a nice mix of like berry pink tones and also a blue, obviously. So I rolled this in because I don't know, I've been neglecting it. I really want to work on Northern Lights. Like, I remember putting this eyeshadow on my lids and just falling in love with it every time. I want to play with Gale. I want to play with Cuddle Close now that the Subculture is out of my deck of panning project. And this glitter is like the most beautiful nail polish topper ever as well. I haven't used it this year at all yet, so hopefully we can get some good use out of it and find some fun looks to do as well. So yeah, this was a very good update. I was really nervous that this was going to be like a really bad update, that I'm going to keep all the palettes in and I won't be able to roll anything in to replace them. It's going to be really boring and I'm not going to have any looks, but like, I think I've done really well. I'm a massive overthinker. I overthink everything. I always think I've failed at everything. And yeah, it's just nice to come on camera and go, you know what? I've done pretty well this month. So this is where I'm gonna love you and leave you guys. If you did enjoy this video, definitely like and subscribe because it would mean the world to me. I hope you all have an absolutely incredible day and I will see you tomorrow for a new video. Bye!